Hey, what's going on guys? Clanky Gamer here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, today I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight today, and probably from now on for the channel, because I can't play TF2 anymore because I have been banned by accident. So Valve, basically, they banned the wrong person, they banned me instead of somebody else, and now I can't play TF2 anymore. So that's basically what happens in a nutshell. So I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight, and as you can see, I have quite a bit of progress in it already. Got quite a lot of characters. Leveled up my David a lot. Now today this is going to be a random introductory video. I can tell you what the game is, some terms that the community uses a lot, and basically how to get good. Well, this video is just going to be for survivors first, because, come on now, this video is going to be long, okay? So I'm gonna give you some tips and some instructions of what to do for survivors, and give you some tips of you should start out and which perks you should use, as well as providing some gameplay. Again, do not use the loadout I am using because this is it's just crippling. Okay, only use this loadout when you know what you're doing and you're confident you are going to win or do something right. Okay, if you guys don't know what Dead by Daylight is, it's a game where there's one killer and 4 survivors, basically 5 players in a lobby. But what the survivors have to do, they have to repair 5 generators to open the exit gates and escape. That's all they have to do. The killer has to stop them and sacrifice them on hooks. Basically, put them into the dying state and put them on hooks and sacrifice them to the entity. And please do not start asking me for theory videos or like lore explained videos. I am not that channel. Go to a different channel if you're gonna do that, okay? But anyway, yeah. So while you're doing your generators, you have to be careful of the killer. The killer can be one of plus I think 25 killers now. I don't know, but yeah, behaviors add a lot of killers now, and we're in a match. But yeah, well, out of the 25 killers at the one kill disposal, it can be any of them, and they all have different powers. So it's best if you're trying to adapt to those different abilities and powers, but they all share like the basics. They're all M1 killers without their powers, so it's nothing really special. I'll explain to you guys what just happened then, but I'll just give you the basics now. So, as we're going to load into a match, it's going to be on a random map in a random realm, and please go to a different channel if you want that explained, or I might explain it in a different video. But essentially, there's going to be 7 generators on the map, and out of those 7, 5 of them have to be fully repaired by the survivors. The killers, they can see the outline of those generators and can see if you mess up a skill check. Skill checks are small little mini games or events that pop up for the survivors every time they repair, heal, and when they're repairing generators and healing other survivors. Because it takes the killer 2 hits to put a survivor into the dying state. Of course, you go from healthy to injured to dying. And while in the dying or the injured state, other survivors can heal you back to your healthy state. Though I wouldn't really recommend doing the dying state to injury state, because the killer is usually going to be there. And we're on cold confinement. It's a hillbilly. Yeah, I think it is. But yeah. Oh, yeah. The icons on my left tell me whether somebody's healthy, injured, or dying. As you can see, I am injured, and you can tell somebody else is already dying in the dying state. god, this hillbilly. Yeah, basically that's what the game is. Survive against the killer, and just try to complete your objectives before the killer sacrifices all of you. Yeah. No, it is not. It's gonna be just gameplay and talking now. Why won't this make let us heal? Let us heal her. Oh, she's sabotaging. Meg, let us heal you. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. The heartbeat tells you when the killer is nearby. The more intense it is, the closer the killer is. And each chase theme is different to each killer. Well, to most. But if you know what chase theme is with each killer, you would know which killer you're going up against. Of course, you don't have to, because some do share the same ones, but it can be helpful from time to time. Yeah, as you can see now, I'm doing a generator with my toolbox, and yeah. Of course, it's not going to be as fast as this, because I'm using some perks that are helping me, and I'm having help from a fellow survivor. But it takes around a minute and a half by yourself to complete a generator, just as long as you don't mess up. And oh my god, he has Tinkerer. Again, and when I say by Tinkerer, it's a perk that the killers have where when generators are done to a certain degree or to a certain percentage, they are then undetectable, which means their terror radius is gone, so I can't hear them coming at all. So it's always good to be aware of your surroundings. I know I should be going saving her, but I think I can actually. Oh, nope, never mind, somewhere is I go to her. I should be careful because this hillbilly could pop out at any moment. Yeah, I think he's coming towards me now. Yeah, knew it. Yep, he has Tinkerers. Oh, she has Decisive. Decisive Strike is basically an action the survivors can do against the killer. That can only occur when the killer is holding them. Again, you have to be Laurie Strode, the character who just got picked up, to actually get that perk. So I wouldn't recommend trying to do it on a whim, because you need a perk to do what she did. Okay. Yeah, we got 4 generators down. We'll just need 1 more to go. It's good of teamwork. Now another thing, as if you can see above each of our names, we have a weird like stalk next to them. That is to indicate how many times we have left to be hooked. If that's already filled up twice, that means we have 1 more chance, otherwise we're gone for good. If you get hooked 3 times, And dang it. I knew he was coming. Let's hope it gets saved. Never mind, I'm right next to a hook. Jesus, hillbilly. Okay, let's hope this Leon lets me open the gate. No, Leon, let me do it. Let me do it. Thank you. Oh, he's camping. Camping as a strategy is a thing killers do where they're near their hook. Where they essentially give nobody a chance to unhook them without being hit. Which is what he just which is what he just did. Which now gives me the chance to open up this exit gate. Oh god, no. There's two exit gates that are always going to be powered up. So if one gate is being camped by the killer, the other one will be free for the survivors to open. Again, that's also just to be fair for the survivors, because camping is not really ideal, not really a fun thing to do. Especially if the killer's actually good. Yeah, he's definitely camping. That's right. What are you doing, Leon? You probably might have Lightborn. Yeah, Lightborn. Again, Lightborn is a perk only a killer can use that can make them immune to flashlights and any other blinding effects. Doesn't look like I won this one. Yep, I have not. Well, that's the first game done. We didn't go too bad. We didn't go too bad. And please do not write in the comments that I am bad. Alright? It's just this hillbilly is... He's good, but not too good. But he is a little bit of a camper. Yeah, match result, sacrifice, whatever, I don't care. But yes, depending on how well you did during the match, you get blood points. Now, blood points is what allows you to progress your character. Ooh. And yeah, and all that. Ah, yes. Lightborn and Tinkerer. I'm gonna hover my mouse over each perk so you can give it a little bit of a read of it. Just so you know what I'm talking about, okay? And if this still doesn't make sense to you, I would probably recommend looking up how the game works. But yeah, my loadout is quite stupid. But yeah. You know, by the way, hey, this game can cross-platform. Basically, PC can play with PlayStation, and an Xbox or console, as the community calls them, and even on mobile and Nintendo Switch. So if you have the game, I would probably say friend me on DBD so we can probably play some matches together. And you might be in my next video. Hey, yo. You might be in my next video if I decide to post another one. But yes, that's basically the first game done and dusted, and some tips and tricks loaded up. Now, for the loadout. When it comes to loadout, you need to think about what you want to do and how you want to do, or how you want to perform. For example, with an item. Now there's five different items you can choose from, depending if you have unlocked them in your blood web, which is this. The blood web allows you to spend blood points, which are these boys you get from each trial, and get different perks, items, and add-ons for your character. Sorry, just took a while. But yes, from what you get in the blood web, what items you get in the blood web, you can use them. However, items can be lost during the trial. Like, as you saw during the overview, when I lost my toolbox. If you don't survive the trial, if you get sacrificed or die, or bleed out and die, you lose your items. You lose your items and your add-ons. Now, add-ons are the things that you can put onto your items, or depending on what the item is the certain item will go onto it. Like this key, for example. I can put any of these 4 add-ons on, because they can only be added onto the key. Now, if I survive the trial, I keep the key, but I do not keep the add-ons. However, if I have a certain offering, which I do not have, like, I can keep my add-ons and my item even if I die, no matter what. But again, I wouldn't really recommend it when it's a key, because keys aren't really that useful anymore. Because what keys used to do before an update that happened, I think 2 weeks ago, the key essentially opens the hatch before there's one survivor left. So the hatch, what it used to do, the hatch used to spawn when all generators are done, or if there's one survivor left. The hatch would act as an alternative exit if the survivor cannot open the gate, or if a killer's camping an open gate, or if they just can't find the gate at all. It's a second option to get out of there. And it's quite easy to track, since it makes a weird, eerie noise once you start to get close to it. So it's quite hard to miss. But yes, this key opens it before when it's supposed to be opened. But since the new update, the hatch would only spawn when there's one person left. So keys have practically been useless now, except for like aura reading add-ons. No, I don't have any, but depending on what the add-on is, it allows you to use the use of the key for, depending on how long, like 30 seconds for the skeleton key, to like track whatever aura, like the killers, the obsessions, or generators, the list goes on. Essentially, that's what a key does. It's practically useless now, but yeah, still quite good if you can somehow find the hatch, even if the killer closes it. Yeah, the killer can close the hatch just to make sure the alternative exit does not happen, but I think the survivors can reopen it again with the key. Again, I'm not sure because I haven't tried it out, but only curiosity will know. Yeah, okay. The second useless, well, I wouldn't really call it useless, but it's quite good if you know how to use it well, which I don't, is the flashlight. What the flashlight does, it blinds the killer. If you shine in the killer's face for long enough, you can blind him or her. What blinding the killer does, it obscures their screen from anything, basically gives them a weird picture that obscures them from anything, and if they're carrying a survivor, it makes the killer drop them. But again, that's only if you're aiming it at his face for a certain period of time, and that period of time can be modified, of course, with add-ons. However, uh, as we did, as I mentioned in the first game we did, the killer, the hillbilly, he had Lightborn, which gives the killer immunity to flashlights and just any item that can cause like a blinding light or anything. The killer is immune to it, and whoever tried to blind him has their aura revealed for a certain amount of time. Aura, by the way, is like the outline of the character. Like if I was standing still on the other side of the map and the killer used like an aura reading perk or whatever, he would see my body shape across the map or whatever. But yeah, that's what a flashlight does. It doesn't do anything else. But yeah, if you're confident and good with aiming with the flashlight, then use them however you want. I don't care. Second thing is, I'd say it's good for tracking, but is the map. The map is actually quite good, depending on what rarity it is. But as you can see, has all this good stuff. Once you use the map, you can see the auras of what I mentioned. It's like the objectives, the hatch, the killer, and all that. The killer's belongings, sorry, and the exit gates. Yeah, you're able to see the auras like the killer does for like the generators and all that, and you can further expand its power, like adding more range or slowing down its burn rate, which is basically how fast it's used. And there's some add-ons like this glass bead, which makes a marker or shows like the same auras you see to other survivors, so they benefit as well as you do. I'd say the second best thing is, of course, a first aid or just a medkit. This basically allows you to heal yourself, whenever you're injured. When you're in the injured state and you have a medkit, you can heal yourself back to full health. But again, that's only the case if you have enough charges. As it says in the bottom yellow text, a full heal requires 16 charges. So I would be able to use this entire medkit just to heal myself. Again, that's only for healing myself. For others, it's faster. It's 25% faster, which is I think 12 charges. I don't know, but yeah, you can heal yourself or you can heal others. I would mostly recommend heal others. Heal others if others are injured, or yourself if you're by your own. But anywho, yeah, depending on the add-ons, you can increase the healing speed or increase the charges in the medkit, like at 12 or 16 or whatever. And some others like the septic agent or this anti-hemorrhagic syringe, which using the action button, which is I think right mouse. I think it's either right mouse or spacebar. I don't know, but I forgot. But once you use it, it consumes the entire medkit. But depending on the effect, it lasts. Depending on the effect, it affects either your patient, whoever you're healing, or yourself. Like the septic agent, it gives you endurance, which allows you to take another hit even though you're injured, but you still become injured. And the syringe, it heals you a full health state after around 16 seconds. However, it's cancelled if you're put back into the dying state, or you're healed to the fully healthy state by another survivor without knowing. And the refined serum, it just makes you faster for like 20 seconds. It increases the speed of survival for 5 seconds. By 5% for 20 seconds. It's not too bad, but I wouldn't really recommend it since, well, there's a lot of things the survivor can do to outmaneuver the killer, so I wouldn't really recommend that. But now, I would say the best item for getting the trial done and dusted easily is the toolbox. It helped. I was using a toolbox last game. It allows you to repair the generator faster. As it says in yellow text, repairing a generator requires 80 charges. And the text at the bottom, sabotaging a hook. That is not essential. Well, not necessary, but it does help your survivor friends if they've been carried to a hook. you can sabotage the hook the killer is near, so they can't use that hook. I don't know how long it's sabotaged for, but essentially, you give your survivor friend more time to wiggle out of the killer's grasp. But again, certain toolboxes allow you to do that faster. This toolbox, of course, isn't really beneficial for it. It's more better for repair. As you can see, increases repair speed by 50%. Now you can increase that repair speed and the sabotage speed by, of course, add-ons. But some add-ons, like these instructions, it eliminates the skill checks while repairing with the toolbox. Again, this is only with the toolbox, and as long as it has charges in it. After that, you have to go back to using skill checks, and this distance at which your repairs are heard is reduced by 8 meters. I'm pretty sure you can figure out what that means, but anyway, that's items done and dusted. Now, offerings. These are things, of course, you can also get in the blood web, but depending on the offering, it would give different effects, such as there's this murky region. It greatly thickens the dark mist. What the dark mist does, it's this weird fog that covers the grounds of the map or the area, and this murky region greatly thickens it, makes it a lot darker. Shroud of Binding, all survivors start to try together, of course. You can tell what that means. Vigo's Jar of Salty Lips, do not ask me why that's a thing. Considerably increases the luck of all survivors. What luck does for a survivor, it just gives them better chances to escape the hook, which isn't really a high on the base. It's only 4%. But if all survivors had offered this, I think the chance would be increased to 20%. But again, I would actually not recommend it, since it does speed up the sacrificial progress, so I wouldn't really recommend it. Oh my god, I did not like it. But yeah, and there's also these map offerings. These offerings, as I said, tremendously increases the chances of being sent to Backwater Swamp. Yeah, Backwater Swamp is a realm within the game which has maps along with it. Now, depending on the realm, there could be multiple maps or just one map, like with Grave of Glenvale or Gideon Meatpacking Plant, and bonus points to whoever can figure out what that's a reference to. Bonus points to whoever knows that reference. The Gideon Meatpacking Plant bonus. There's map offerings that increases luck and changes the map area, and offerings that give you more blood points, such as the Sealed Envelope. Grants 25% blood points to all categories. Now, there's categories for survivors is altruism, survival, objective, and boldness. There's 4 categories, and you get blood points depending on how well or what you do during the trial. You get objective blood points for just doing generators and repairs, altruism points for just healing other survivors, survival points for surviving the trial or being sacrificed, or even helping healing yourself, and boldness just being in the killer's terror radius and just escaping a chase and all that, and even stunning them whenever you can. So I would recommend trying to get a lot in all categories for this to work, but again, there's another add-on that makes it even better, so use this whenever you can, and these and the rest are just lower grades of it. But the blueprints, these are good as long as you know the map well, especially the annotated blueprint and Vigo's blueprint. I think I have one. No, I do not, but it tremendously increases the chance of spawning the hatch in the killer shack, or the Vigo's one, spawning the hatch in the main building. Now, most maps have a killer shack and a main building. However, some do not. So these blueprints are not going to be good for those maps. However, if the map does have a main building and or a killer shack, then, and if you're the last survivor, bolt to those areas as soon as you can, if these offerings are on. Yes. So again, but that's only if you know if the map has a killer shack or where it is, or if the map has a main building and where that is as well. So again, try and look up where those are and which maps have them before using these blueprints. Okay, now perks. Finally, the juicy stuff. Now, depending on the survivor, you start off with 3 different perks, which are their character perks. Like, you start off with Dwight, who I barely play. Do not be fearful about that, but you start with his main 3 perks. His teachable perks. Teachable perks are perks that characters like Dwight or many other survivors can offer to other survivors once he reaches a certain level. As you can see, his character info. Once you get to level 30, you can activate Bond, his Bond perk to other survivors. Level 35, you can put Prove Thyself in other blood webs as well as Leader. This is the same for killers, as they can also do the same thing. As when you reach 30, 35, or 40, you can add their personal perks to the blood webs of other killers, which is, I guess, balanced, I guess. But yes, depending on the character, you're always going to start off with different perks. Like Dwight, you got Bond, Prove Thyself in Leader, and Nia, you got Streetwise, Balanced Landing, and Urban Evasion. And depending on which character you start out with, you're always going to be stuck with those 3 perks until you either level up your blood web to get more perks, or universal perks, as the game calls them, which are perks that all survivors share, or any other perks you have unlocked by leveling up other characters. And as you can see, I've fully upgraded my David, so I have some of his perks in other characters' blood webs, such as Dead Hard and No Mither. Again, please do not use No Mither. Just a quick tip: do not use No Mither at all unless you want to do the loadout I just did during the last game. But use Dead Hard. For the love of Lord Jesus Christ, use Dead Hard. But again, if you don't want to use Dead Hard, that's fine. But I would recommend starting off with either David King or Feng Ming if you have them unlocked. However, because I can tell if you're going to be playing on PC, I'll recommend David or Dwight if you're going to be playing on PC. If you're going to play on console, add Feng to that list as well. Because those 3 have quite some good starting perks as well. Okay. When you first start out, you can only equip 1 perk. But the further you upgrade, you can unlock all 4 perk slots. And yeah, just sort of be careful on what perks you choose, because sometimes they might just screw one perk might basically disable another one, or one can actually help the other. Like No Mither, I'm affected with the broken status. What the broken status does is I stay injured and I cannot be healed to the healthy state. And yes, I know, I can tell you're about to yell at me, then why were you using it? Because it helps my other perks, like Resilience, which while I'm injured, I get an additional 9% speed in repairing and all that. And this is not happening, where great skill check zones are bigger when I'm injured. So, depending on what perks you have, it might help other ones, or just screw some others over. What's a good example? Probably, I don't know which others. Probably like Visionary, or probably Deja Vu, or I don't know, I'm just naming random perks, but anyways, depending on what perks you use, they will impact how you will play in the game. So choose wisely if you know how you want to play, and make sure the perks don't contradict each other. Okay, I think this has been going on for over half an hour. So, anyways, I think that's enough on my survivors end of DBD for this video. If you like this content, if you want more, I'm just going generic. Yes, I know I'm going generic with this. Hit the subscribe button, the bell, hit the like button as well if you like the video and you think it's helpful if you want to play DBD. But yeah, again, and please do not be fooled by my ash 4 Roman numeral logo at the top. I was iridescent 4 and all that, but every 13th day or every month the grade resets. I'll talk about that in a different video. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video helped you out, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, boys.